The first year of sobriety is packed with firsts. The first time that we go to a pub and we don't drink, for example. The first time we go to the store and we don't buy alcohol. They can happen from the very first day right through to the end of the first year. But here's the thing, they carry on way beyond that. I'm almost 4 years alcohol free, and last week I started a college course. Now, this is something that I haven't done since I was a teenager, and I felt a sense of anxiety before I went and joined the class and met my new classmates. In the past, after that, I would have definitely celebrated. I would have opened a bottle of wine in the evening because I felt proud of myself. And this was yet another first. Almost 4 years into my sobriety, it was another thing that I'd done that I'd never done since I stopped drinking. And it was another occasion where I didn't celebrate with alcohol. I didn't have the need. It just didn't even enter my mind to do it. But I did reflect on it, and it got me thinking about sober first and how long they continue for. If I'm honest, I think they carry on for the rest of our lives if we choose to live an alcohol free life. And it's so important to pay attention to them, to document them, to take note of them, because you should be proud of those sober first. They don't stop coming. When we stop drinking, we start to experience life in its fullest form. And I'm speaking from my own experience and the experience of the thousands of people that I've worked with to help them break free from alcohol. Life goes from black and white to full colour to high definition. We start to find joy in things that used to seem boring. We rediscover our old hobbies and our old passions that we probably put down a long time ago. For me, one of those passions was painting. I used to love painting, but when I reached the age of 16 or 17, when I started drinking, I put my paintbrushes away and alcohol took over. And it's actually only in the last year or so that I've started getting back into that hobby again. Another first for me. But what you'll find, especially over that first year, is that we're doing new things and things that we were already doing without alcohol involved. And it's really, really important to pay attention to these sober firsts. Many people get fixated with counting the days when they quit, and that's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with counting the days, but it's also important to look at these perhaps smaller milestones, and some of them are big milestones, but they are milestones, and they're things that you should be extremely proud of as you move forward. It could be anything from going to a wedding and dancing for the first time without alcohol, to perhaps something smaller like driving past the store where you used to buy your evening bottle of wine and not even being bothered about it. But pay attention, start to get curious and start to notice it and start to celebrate those small and large victories as you have more and more firsts, especially across that initial year of living alcohol free. Because the reality is that alcohol stops us having fun. It stops us enjoying life. And those firsts, they keep on coming. And I often talk about the gifts that we get from living an alcohol-free life. And this is part of what I mean when I talk about that. All of those firsts, use them as big milestones. Celebrate them. If you're in a sobriety community and you go to a wedding at the weekend and you dance without alcohol, you should absolutely share that. Celebrate the fact that you've done something amazing. You've achieved something that you've not done before. Now, when I first quit, I wrote a bucket list, and this bucket list comprised of two parts. The first part was the things that I already did in my life that I wanted to do without alcohol. For example, dancing at a wedding without being drunk, without having any alcohol in me. And then there was a second section. The second section was the things that I wanted to do, and of course I would do them sober, that I'd never achieved in my life. So for you that might be something like a bungee jump or a skydive, or maybe you want to run a half marathon. And just for the record, I've run 15 marathons in my life, and 13 of them I drank wine the night before to calm my nerves, and I drank wine afterwards to celebrate. There's only two that I've done since I quit drinking, and weirdly they were the fastest ones and the ones where I felt my best. out of all of the marathons that I've done. I don't think that comes as any surprise. But again, that was something that was on my bucket list. It was something that I'd already done, but I was doing it without alcohol. So think about what your sober bucket list might look like. If you head over to my blog, you'll find the bucket list that I wrote and you can take a look through it. It might give you some inspiration and some ideas about the things that you can do that you're already doing without alcohol, and some new things that maybe you've never done before. And don't forget to think about the hobbies, the activities that you enjoyed when you were younger that you're no longer doing. Which ones of those could you bring back into your life? That would be a wonderful first. That is a great place to start. So maybe you could leave a comment below with some of the top picks from your own bucket list. Some of the things that you would love to do without alcohol in your life. I read all the comments and I reply to as many as possible. And there's a video right next to me that I would love you to check out. I think this will really help you if you want to make sure you sustain long-term sobriety. You can click on that right now and watch it straight away. Remember, there's new videos on my channel every Tuesday and Thursday, so subscribe to the channel and I'll see you again next time.